Can you tell us when and how did you first become involved in baseball?
Well, when I was a young boy, my dad was a really good baseball player. Didn't play professionally, but he was a legend in and around our hometown and stuff. And he taught us the game. So my brothers and I just took up playing baseball and any other sports because my dad loved sports. So, and in the springtime, my dad was our baseball coach in high school and stuff, but it was funny. In Little League, we played for one of our cousins, and my dad had his own team, and we played against him. And he used to tease. We grew up laughing a lot in our home. He teased us a lot. So he'd always sneak in a boy that was older than us, and we'd tell him, "No, he's your age." They go, we know Papa George. We know Papa is older than us. No, he's your age, and he threw really hard. And my dad would be sitting in the other dugout, "Papa George, don't you hit my boy. Don't you hit him." Trying to scare us, and we just step out of the batter's box and look over at him and sort of laugh, and stuff. So it was he the one that introduced us to the game. And to this day, people ask me, "Who's the greatest hitter you ever saw?" And I always tell them, I go, "My dad." And they go, "What? Did he play professional ball?" I go, "No, he didn't, but I never seen him hit a single. He doubles, triples, home runs." So I watched him play until he stopped playing. And
can you tell us how? Can you fast forward? You will be playing in the majors, professional ball in the U.S. for 2 years, the Blue Jays and the Twins, and how that happened, and then you would go to Japan in the next year in 1983, and so we'd be interested in knowing, what your feelings were when you were at that stage of your career and your transition to Japan.
When I was in college, I had played. When I went to college, they told me I could play baseball, basketball, and football. And at the time, I was 6 feet, weighed about 180. So I was small to even play football, to play the offensive line, but I started liking football, and, because all the football players were crazy, so it's got to be my type of game. I'm like, "Oh, these guys are crazy." So I was like, "This is good. I can fit right in." So I started enjoying the game, and from my sophomore year to my senior year, I started at offensive tackle and stuff, but I played baseball in college. Baseball was always my best game, and I was really good in baseball, and I was pretty good in football. But I was at baseball practice one day, and when we got back to the campus, everybody say, "Coach Smith want to see you," the football coach. And I was like, "Okay." So I went to his office, and he was like, "You got drafted in football." I go, "What?" I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You got drafted." And I was small. I still was small. I'd grown 5 inches in college because I went to college when I was 16. I'd grown 5 inches in college, and I was about 6'5" and weighed about 215 playing offensive line, but I was Division II school. He said, "Yeah, you got drafted by the Jets." And I'm like, whoa. So I was like, okay, but I'm gonna get drafted in baseball, so that don't say, well, you got to fly to New York and stuff and all of that. And so the Jets sent me a ticket. I go to New York and rookie camp or whatever. Then I came back and finished playing baseball thinking I was going to get drafted in baseball, and I didn't. So I went to preseason with the Jets and hurt my knee, eventually got released. And then when I called it and tried to sign in baseball, then I didn't have an opportunity to sign except the Pirates signed me, and then they sent me to an independent league, the first independent league that was in Beeville, Texas. And I played down there. Contract got sold to Cleveland, and Cleveland released me. And then I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't get this, because I know I can play. And my dad said, you think you can play? I go, yeah, I know I can play. He said, then just ride down to Florida and work out with somebody, walk in camp. And I went down and worked out with it was in Sarasota. It was with the Phillies. And no, it was with the White Sox, I'm sorry. And the first day, it was like, oh, you can run. I go, yeah, I'm pretty fast. And they go, you can hit. I go, I can hit a little bit. And the first day I stayed in camp for about 2 weeks. And the first day I went 1 for 3 or 1 for 4. Then they, we thought we needed a first baseman, but we don't. And I'm like, man. So on the way back out, I stopped by the Blue Jays. And the guy said, well, Elliot Wally told me, he said, well, we're breaking camp, so we don't have a way to work you out and stuff. Say, but you play for the Beeville Bees? And I go, yes, I did. He said, well, we signed a guy off that team. So you signed one of your teammates. I go, who? They say, Hunt Mitchell. And I go, you signed Hunt Mitchell? They go, yeah. And I told him, I go, if you sign Hunt and you like Hunt, then you gonna love me like that, And he go, what? He go, yeah. I was the guy on that team. I go, look up the numbers. He said, well, we having an open tryout camp in Utica, New York. And if you want to come up, you can. Say, but we can't make any guarantees. You can come up and try out in New York. So I flew to New York, stayed in a boarding house, and worked out, and it was about 200 people in tryout. So they'd be like, okay, you 15, go home. You 13, go home. He was just cutting people like that. So it came down to where it was like 3 of us left. It was an outfielder and 2 first basemen. Eventually, they came up to me and go, we got good news and bad news. What you want first? I go, I want the good news first. The good news, we're going to sign you. I go, great. So what's the bad news? The bad news, we want you to play every day. So I was like, okay, give me some more bad news. And the guy started, he started laughing. I go, all right. So I played that year, had a great year. Was the leader on the team. I've always been that guy that the other teammates would follow and stuff. And we kept playing, and every step I made in the organization, every level, I was that guy. So after I had a great year that year, then they told me after season, we're gonna send you to the toughest A-League in the country. I'm like, okay. So they sent me to the Florida State League. So we played that season, the Florida State League, and in the top 3 in everything in the Florida State League. So we got like a month left to go in the season. They called me up to AAA because we didn't have a AA team, so they called me up to AAA and I'd play for the last month or so of the season. And I'm sitting there like, okay, all right, I like this, you know. So after the season over, I go home and I'm like, all right, I already got in my head what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna play AAA this coming year. I'm gonna tear that up. Then I'm gonna be in the big leagues. Then I'm gonna go from there.
You end up with the Blue Jays.
I ended up with the Blue Jays after in '81. I had a great season. I had a good season. What it was is that was the year of the strike, and the Blue Jays was in last place, and I was in AAA. I was hitting over 300. Had 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases and a bunch of RBI. And it was about halfway through the season. And all the cameras, when the strike happened, all the cameras came to the minor leagues, came to AAA. So they showing a game on television, they showing us playing, and then they look and go, this guy Boomer Wells, he's hitting 300. Got 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases, and however many RBIs I had. And the Blue Jays in last place, and they can't use this guy? So it was the situation where now I'm exposed, so everybody start, okay, so what's going on here? You know, before that, they didn't have to do anything because I wasn't drafted. They hadn't spent any money on me, and a lot of people that didn't play, a lot of regular fans don't realize that it's a thing in baseball. If they draft you in the first round, you could be the worst player in the league, and they're gonna make you play in the big leagues because they've invested this money in you. So if they invested money in you, they gonna push you. And they hadn't invested any money in me, so I was happy to play, but I wanted to get to the big leagues. You know, you grow up dreaming of being a big league ball player. So all the guys that they had put me with and I had taught how to be professional had gone to the big leagues. So when they eventually, it's a funny story about how they called me up. We were playing in Rochester, playing the Orioles AAA team. And before we got off the bus, we getting dressed to go practice before the game, and the phone rang in the clubhouse. And our manager, you know, they humped the phone for you. He gets the phone. That's when the strike was over. So he gets on the phone. Yeah. Then after he gets off the phone, he comes over to me and go, Boomer, you're going to the big leagues like that? I'm going, yes. And he go, but they want you to play the game, and then after the game, rent a car, you know, ride with us to Toledo. You rent a car and then meet them in Detroit. I go, okay. So we go out, take batting practice and stuff, and come back in, you know, dry off, change, you know, put your uniform, change uniforms or whatever. And the phone rings again. Manager gets up, gets the phone. Okay, all right. So he comes over, go, Boomer, they changed their mind. You're not going. They're going to take a picture. And went over and talked to the pitcher. Go, okay. So we go out and take infield before the game. So after we take infield and stuff, and we come back in the locker room for a minute. Phone rings again. Go, well, they have changed their mind, and they might take you anyway, but they still want you to play the game or whatever. They're all right. So we go out, play the game. The game over with. I'm sitting in the locker room, and phone rings. No, they're not going to take you. They're going to take the picture. All right. Everybody go, well, what you going to do? You might have come for them to, yo-yo you like that. I go, ain't nothing I can do. It's not my decision. So I'm sitting there. We go take a shower and sitting around, getting our stuff together to get on the bus. The phone rings again. The front office called and go, we changed our mind. We're going to bring Boomer up and tell him to ride with you guys to Toledo and then get a car and drive and meet us in Detroit like that. And then my manager could go, if it was me, I'd jump on a plane and fly to Detroit tonight like that. I go, why? Why, Hump? If they don't want me, all they're going to do is put me on a plane and send me back. So I'll just do what they want me to do. So I did, and I drove to Detroit the next day. And I'm just sitting in the dugout enjoying the game, enjoying the atmosphere. And Otto Velez hits a double. And Detroit brings in a left-handed pitcher. Now, Big John was like our Reggie Jackson on our team. He was the money guy. He made the most money. He was the star on the team. So, I'm just sitting there, and after a while, the manager goes, Boomer. And I lean up, get a bat. You're going to hit for Big John. And I'm like, whoa, really? So I get my bat and loosen up and go. And Big John is down on one knee in the on-deck circle. And I walk up behind Big John. He never turns around. He go, Boomer? I go, yeah, John. He go, did that old man send you to hit for me? I go, yeah, John. And I'm expecting Big John to, to get mad or something. He just knocked the donut off his bat and get up and walk back to the dugout. So I get loose and I go up to the plate. And I got my first hit in the big league. I hit a bullet off the left field fence, off the top of the fence, and it bounced right to the left fielder, so it ended up being a RBI single. So they throw the ball in, so I got my first hit. So because I had stolen 20 bases in the minor league, but I had the green light. I was the only player on the team that had the green light in AAA. Because I used pick and choose when I would steal. I look up, Bobby Maddox was the manager. He gives me the steal sign, the left-handed pitcher. And I'm like, I don't know what kind of mood is. I had never seen this guy before. So I get a lead and stuff. I take off, get thrown out. I come back to the dugout. Bobby sit there. He saw that when I passed by him, he go, that's the last damn time you steal a base. and I just sort of like, okay. A couple of guys sort of laugh. In the off season, of course, I get traded to the Twins. So I go home. I find I got traded to the Twins. So I'm like, okay, they traded everyday outfielder for me. So that means I'm gonna be in the big leagues. I'm gonna get a chance to play. So I go home, work out. Work out like crazy, because I'm like, I get a chance to play in the big leagues. So I go back, work out even harder. So I go to spring training. I'm sitting there, they had Herbeck that they had brought up, and so I'm sitting there. So they, he's playing all the time. I'm just on the bench. So during spring training, I got like about 7 to 10 at bats, here and there, and then all of a sudden they send me back to AAA, and I'm like, oh. So I go back to AAA with the Twins, and I'm down there. And while I'm in the AAA with the Twins, they got me platooning in spring training with a left-handed hitting first baseman that I had outplayed the year before, because he was with Toledo the year before. And I had out-hit him and everything the year before when I was with Syracuse. So I'm sitting up there like I'm already upset because I didn't really get a chance to make the team, the big league team. So I'm sitting up there and I'm thinking, and I'm like, what is going on? So finally, after not playing for a couple of days or whatever, because they got the team we playing against got a right-handed pitcher, and I'm platooning with a left-handed hitting first baseman. I go back, I'm at the hotel. I wake up the next morning, I'm at the hotel, and I call my wife, and I'm like, look, I said, I'm going to go down here and talk to George Brophy. And the Twins had a bad reputation. The owner was Kevin Griffith, who would just curse you out, would just curse people out. And Brophy was like him, big guy that, just say anything to you. So I had called my wife, because I had made up my mind. I'd call my wife and go, look, I'm going to go down here and talk to George Brophy, because I didn't come over here to platoon. They traded for me and going to platoon me with a guy that I outplayed last year. That's not happening. I said, I'm going to go in here and talk to him. If he cursed me, I'm going to beat him. I'm going to beat him down. I said, if I'm going to be out of the game, I'm going to go out of the game with a reputation. The Boomer just beat George Brophy, the minor league guy, the guy that's over the minor leagues for the Twins, just beat him down. And I said, if he cursed me, I'm gonna jump on him. I'm gonna beat him down. My wife go, don't go down there. Why don't you call your agent? I go, nope, I'm going. I hung up the phone. So I go down to breakfast, and while I'm eating breakfast, the phone rang, and they paid me. Boomer Wells, telephone. So I answered the phone. It's my agent. I just got through talking to your wife, and she called me and told me that you were gonna go talk to Brophy, and if he cursed you, you were gonna jump on him. I go, yes, I am. I'm gonna beat him like he stole something, like that. And so he was like, no, let me handle it. I go, nope, I'm gonna talk to him, like that. And he go, Boomer, don't. And I hung up the phone. So after I got through eating breakfast, I went in the office. I'd like to see Mr. Brophy. Secretary go, he's not in right now. Say, you want me to page you? And no, I'll wait. So I'm sitting there waiting. So finally she gets up, she goes back in the office, and she comes back out. Mr. Brophy say, he'll see you. I said, all right. So it was, he got a big desk, and he got a chair that rocks, that, one of those office chairs that, you can rock back in it. So when I walked up, he said, have a seat, Boom. I go, no, I'd rather stand. And I sort of walked around to the corner of his desk so that if he cursed me, I was going to jump on him. I was going to jump right on top of him while he in that chair and beat him down. And I was like, look, you guys traded an everyday outfielder for me. Bring me over here. Don't give me a chance to make the big club. And you send me back to AAA and got me platooning with a left-handed hitting first baseman that I played last year. I didn't come over here to platoon. Either I play every day or you guys trade me, get me out, release me, trade me, do whatever. Get me out of here. Well, Boomer, we got over 200 guys out there that say the same thing. I don't care what they're saying. I'm saying I play every day or trade me, release me, trade me, whatever you want to do. Well, I'll think about it. All right. So I go leave the office and go to practice. So this day we playing the Dodgers AAA. We played the Dodgers AAA team, and it happened to be one of them days where they playing like 13 innings or whatever, letting everybody play. I started the game. All my teammates has come out the game and gone shower and riding up the road, and I'm still playing. I played every inning of that game. They were bringing guys from over on the other field to make out the team because everybody else was gone. And I guess he called himself showing me. I'm going to play. He got me playing every inning. And I smiled every inning. Although my feet were on fire on that hard ground and stuff, I smiled and was me the whole time. And so we went to Toledo in AAA. So sure enough, we get to Toledo and start playing. We are getting beat. We are getting beat 14-1, 16-3. I mean, we're getting beat down. And we're in last place, 24 games out of first place, getting beat down. And I'm leading the league in hitting, leading the league in RBI, and second in the league in home runs. And when the season finished, I end up winning the batting title, win the RBI title, and missed the home run title by 3 or 4 home runs. And then I get called up to the Twins, which was in last place. So I get called up there. So the manager got me in his office and go, okay, you got the contract for you to sign. I get the contract. I'm looking at it. I go, wait a minute, this is a split contract. This is talking about not just this year, talking about next year too. I go, why am I signing a split contract? I'm just going to sign a contract for the rest of this year. Like that. He go, well, that's what the contract is saying. I go, no, I've done this before, remember. When I was with the Blue Jays, I don't sign a split contract. I sign just a contract for the rest of the year. That's what he said. So let me call the front office and see. Call the front office, talk on the phone, and go, Mr. Kevin Griffin want to talk to you, the owner. I pick up the phone and go, Boomer, I hear you. Sign the damn contract. Like that, I go, well, Kevin, you got me signing a split contract, and I'm supposed to sign a contract just for the rest of this year. I don't want to why am I signing a contract for next year? You know, next year is next year. We sign a contract for the rest of this year, and then after the season over, you talk about next. Boomer, you sign that damn contract, or I'll have you out. This is the way they talk to you. Excuse the language. Boomer, you sign that damn contract, or I'll have your black ass on the next flight to Alabama. Just like that. And hung up the phone. I'm like, whoa, okay. Then I say, well, let me call my agent. I called my agent and told him, all right, we're going to file a grievance with the players union. I go, okay. I guess I'll sign the contract. So I signed the contract. Because he was saying, I got you in the lineup, but you got to sign the contract. So I signed the contract.
Is that the contract that would eventually lead you to Japan?
In a roundabout way, it was. Because what I told the Japanese guys, that once I found out what had happened, is that if they wouldn't have signed me when the season was over with, if they wouldn't have signed me to a major league contract, then I would have been a minor league free agent, and Japan could have gotten me for free. But what they did was sold me to Japan, which is another story. I was playing ball in Puerto Rico, playing winter ball, and my agent called me and go, the Twins sold you to Japan. I go, what? The Twins sold you to Japan. I go, can they do that without my permission? He go, I don't think so. I go, I don't think so either, because that's slavery. I go, how can they do that without my permission? He go, well, what you want me to tell them? Tell them I don't want to go. Like that. So, all right. So he told him I didn't want to go. So I'm sitting in my apartment. Phone rings. I answer the phone thinking my agent is Calvin Griffith. Boomer, I hear you don't want to go to Japan. This is Calvin Griffith. I hear you don't want to go to Japan. No, Calvin, I don't. I say, well, we already sold you. How can you sell me without my permission? That's slavery. You can't do that. Well, we did it, and you're going to Japan. Like that, and hung up the phone. I'm like, what the hell? That's the way he operated. So my agent called me back and go, did Calvin call you? He go, yeah. Like that, he said, he told me he was going to talk to you. He said, so what? I say, I don't want to go. Tell him to trade me. Like that, because before then, all I'd heard was that guys that was at the end of their career would go to Japan for one last check, and they go over and play, and then they were back and they were retired. They were through. And I'm like, I'm 28. I think, yeah, I was 28. I'm 28. I'm not at the end of my career. This is supposed to be the heart of my career, like that, you know. No, not going there for one more check, like that. So he said, all right, I'll tell him. So he told him. So next thing I know, the phone rang. This is all day long, this is what was going on. Phone rang. Boomer, this Kevin. I hear you still don't want to go to Japan. Kevin, I don't want to go. Trade me. Like that, you know. He said, we're not going to trade you. We sold you and you're going. And that's it. So sign the damn contract and go. Like that, and hung up. So I was like, I called my agent back. I was like, look, I don't know, this man crazy. So see what the Japanese talking about, like that. So he saw, talked to him and stuff, and then he called me back and go, yeah, they talking about a 1-year contract. And like that, I said, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Like that, I said, nah, I want more money. That's what I said. I want more money. Like that, I go, if I'm going to go and this is the end of my contract, then I want more money. Like that. So he told the Japanese that I wanted more money, told Hankyu that I wanted more money. So I guess Hankyu called Calvin Griffith and told him, we having trouble signing, but we want more money. So all of a sudden, Calvin calls me again. Boomer, sign the goddamn contract. Well, Calvin, I'm not signing for that. I want more money. If I'm going to Japan, they got to pay me more money than that. I've heard how they pay over there. So I want more money, like that. He go, look, don't blow this deal. If you blow this deal, you'll be sorry. Like that, and hung up the phone. And I was like, so I called my agent back. And I go, he said, what did Calvin say? He told me not to blow the deal, but I want more money. So tell him I want more money. Like that, tell him I still want more money. So he called him back and told him I still wanted more money. So sure enough, a little later on, the phone rings and it's Calvin again. Boomer, you're about to blow this deal. if you blow this deal, it's no telling where I send you next year. Just like that. And I started thinking, I don't want to go to Mexico. 24-hour bus rides and stuff. I don't want to go to Mexico. And knowing Kevin, he would do something like that. So I'm sitting there like, my agent called me back, so what's up? And I told him what Kevin had said to me. He go, we'll file a grievance. I go, man, yeah, okay. I go, look, I tell you what. Tell Japan that I want a 2-year contract. Like that, He go, all right. I said, 2-year guaranteed contract. He said, okay. So he talked to them. He called me back. He go, they said they'll give you a 2-year guaranteed contract, but the money will come down like that, for instead of the money they were gonna give you, they bring the money down, but they'll give you 2 years for the lower amount of money, like that. And I was like, okay, that ain't that big a difference. So, all right. He said, why you on a 2-year deal? I said, cause I've had great years every year. The law average say something might happen, and I'm going to an entirely different situation, a country that I don't know anything about the game over there, whatever. So I like to have a year where 2 years, so just in case the law average catches up with me. Like they said, all right. So I called my wife and go, look. I said, well, before we agree on money or whatever, on a contract or money or whatever, I need to talk to my wife. Like that. Okay, I say so. So I called my wife and go, look. Told her the situation, the whole conversation with Kevin Griffin, with the owner of the Twins. And I go, well, if I don't go to Japan, then probably gonna get blackballed and be out of the game and probably have to teach school like that. We both had to be teaching like that. She was already teaching school. And they probably had to teach like that. And she'd say, well, I don't mind traveling. I said, okay, let's go. So I called my agent and go, all right, tell them to send the contract. And I signed it like that. So when I found out I was getting ready to go to Japan, then I went and told the team in Puerto Rico I play with. I said, look, I got to go because I'm getting ready to go to Japan and this coming season, and I need to go prepare for that. They go, well, the Twins want you to. I don't care what the Twins want now. I no longer belong to the Twins. Like that. I said, okay. So I left Puerto Rico and came home and prepared to go to Japan.
Now, it seems like the 2-year arrangement was, really, you had a lot of foresight given what happened in your first 2 years.
Yeah.
Hankyu, because you already... You hit 304 the first year, and then second year, you won the Triple Crown, 355, 37 bombs, 130 RBIs, MVP. It seemed you won everything that year, and your team went to the Japan Series, played 7 games. So it sounded like a really wise decision in retrospect.
I thought it was. My thing is, when I got to Japan, I had, the first week I was in Japan, I took more pictures than I had taken in the 28 years that I'd lived on the earth in just 1 week. I couldn't, you had to be careful. You couldn't pick your nose, you couldn't scratch your butt, you couldn't do nothing, or it would be a picture of it somewhere. But yeah, that first year, I'd hit, what was it, 304?
304.
304 with how many home runs? 17 home runs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
17 home runs, and however many RBI. And the season was over with, and they told me that, now you had a good season. That was the front office in Japan told me, you had a good season. I go, no. Now I'm a better player than that. And they go, what? No, I'm a better player than that. They go, no, but you had a good season. Nope. That's not a good season for me. I'm a better player than that. They were like, well, we thought you had a good season. I go, no, you wait. I'm a better player than that. So the next year I came back when I won the Triple Crown, because now I know what I got to go through, how I got to approach it. My first year in Japan, I was so upset that I didn't get the chance to be a big league player, because I felt that I could have been a big league star if I had gotten the chance to play every day. So I wanted to prove I could play. So I stepped off the plane ready to play. So when we got there, I said, well, where are we going? You know, is it going to be cold or hot or what? I said, well, it's going to be just like Florida. So we go to Kochi, and I got just a short leather jacket. It's freezing. It's snowing and going. I'm like, oh, my goodness. Didn't have any winter clothes. I'm freezing. So I'm like, this is crazy. So
But already from the spring training in Kochi, I've seen videos of you hitting bombs, and there were warning signs that had to be created because you were hitting cars in the parking lot.
I went over there. I was going to prove a point that I could play. I wanted to prove that I could play. So I went over there. I was hitting balls. I hit balls in the swimming pool. It was out the stadium, over the parking lot, and there was a pool area out there. I hit balls in the swimming pool and over the scoreboard, and yeah, they had to put up signs saying, park at your wrist or whatever. And I just wanted to prove I could play. So when we played games in spring training, I was hitting the ball everywhere. And this young Japanese pitcher named Kudo, we played Seibu, and he was pitching. And I hit 2 home runs off of him that day, hit 1 over the scoreboard. And they said that his manager, after that, his manager ran him the rest of the spring, just ran him because I had done that. And I don't know whether that was the case or whatever, but for some reason we were connected and we were like friends from then on. Although it was a language barrier, but still we got along, because during the season, whenever we'd play against each other, he was a starting pitcher. If he struck me out or whatever, and I'd be going to first, and he'd be coming off the mound, and he'd look at me and go, "Boomer, too high," like that. Oh, okay. If I hit a home run off him, I go, show me. It was right there. You got the in or out. We talked to each other and stuff, and it was a fun thing. It was a mutual respect, because he was a good pitcher, and I enjoy facing the best guys, because you get a chance to see how you stack up against them.
Tell us about some of the other pitchers that you faced. I mean, you had some great opponents, right? Murata, maybe?
Murata.
Ishizaki, Higashio.
Higashio. Now, that's a good one. Higashio had this reputation of hitting people and stuff, and to me, he wasn't that tough to hit, because he pitched like they pitch over here in the States. He throw your fastball hard inside to knock you back off the plate, because he had a good slider, a really good slider. He could put his slider where he wanted it. And he'd throw the pitch in here and knock me back off the plate, and I knew he was doing that so he could throw his slider. So he'd throw his slider and I'd hit it. So every time I'd come to the plate, it got to a point where we played each other over the years and stuff. I never had a trouble hitting Higashio. He'd throw me a pitch inside, way inside, and I'd jump back off the plate. And I'd look out at him and smile and wink at him. And he'd be like, huh? You know. And then I'd hit, and then the next day, we'd be taking batting practice, and he'd come out, and he'd be standing behind the cage, and he'd look at my interpreter, which was Chico Barbone, and he'd be like, Chico-san, tell Boomer stop smiling at me and winking when he hitting, like that, you know. Tell him I don't like that, and I told him, I go, I do that because I know what you're going. When you throw the pitch inside, you're not trying to hit me. You're trying to get me back off the plate so you can throw your slider. And I say, and I know what you're doing, so that's why I smile and wink at you, because I know what you're doing. I want you to know that I know what you're doing. Like that, he go, no, Dame, like that, you know. And we'd always hit, and we got to be friends and stuff. And he'd stomp around on the mound when I'm at the plate, and I'd look out at him and smile, because I knew I could hit him. So, you know, it was no problem. And Murata, oh my goodness. He was old when I got over there, and he had the surgery on his arm. And for 5 innings, he was the toughest pitcher in Japan that I faced. But because of his age and because, you know, after 5 innings, you could get to him. You could hit him because, of course, he's going to tire a little bit, and his ball is not going to be the same. But he was tough. And my interpreter told me, you should have seen him when he was a young man. Oh, my goodness, he threw way harder. I said, if he threw any harder than that, then I'm glad I wasn't over here.
Was it the fastball or the forkball?
He had a fastball and a forkball. He had 3. To me, his best pitch, his toughest pitch to me was his slider. And nobody talked about his slider. Everybody talked about his forkball, which was a good pitch. But to me, his slider was his best pitch. But he threw hard. He threw the ball hard, and he had 3 good pitches that he threw for strikes. So that what made him so tough.
Can I ask you about a guy who you probably didn't face a whole lot because he was in the Central League?
Who?
Egawa.
Egawa. I faced Egawa a few times, and because in spring training and stuff, and in the All-Star game, the one All-Star game when he struck out
8 in a row.
8 in a row. I was one of those 8. And he was throwing that night. He was throwing that night. You know. I thought he was a good pitcher. I really did. And
his fastball seems to be faster than what's recorded, you know, on the radar gun.
It was different. Let's put it that way. The radar gun said one thing, but his fastball is sort of, some guys have a fastball that are like what we say take off. It'll sort of rise on you. Jim Palmer. When I was a rookie, I faced Jim Palmer with the Orioles, and he threw all his pitches different speeds. And I'd be just missing pitches. I'd be pop up, fly ball, pop up, fly ball. And I'd come back to the bench and I'd be like, I just missed that pitch. And Mayberry, Big John Mayberry would tell me, go, Boomer, that's Jim Palmer out there. You will just miss an 0 for 4 against Jim Palmer. So he throws nothing the same speed. And he would throw a fastball that started out about right long in here, and by the time it got to the plate, it looked like it would rise up about that much. It'd just go. And some pitchers had that. It's, you know, it's a different way they throw. It's a different way the wrist and the grip of the ball with a baller. Like it'll have a little rise to it. And Egawa had that. He had that when he knew that he didn't have to throw but like 2 innings, 1 or 2, like 2 innings. He threw 2 innings. He threw the ball good. He was throwing good that night. And I was like, yeah, fellas, he throwing. He got it coming tonight, so you better be ready. After he struck me out, and I didn't strike out much. After he struck me out, I was like, yeah, you better be ready because he got it coming tonight. Like that, you know. But
Can you tell us about back to sort of Hankyu from the All-Stars? Can you tell us about your teammates and the camaraderie? You seem to have a great group of guys, you know, throughout much of your time with the Braves. And I mean, you know, you had Yamada, Yumioka, Ishimine,
Matsunaga,
Imai.
Yeah, Imai. My teammates, when I first got to Japan, I'm the kind of player that I play hard. I play hard all the time. But I have fun. I talk and laugh. And that's one thing that I always said about what I used to say about the guys over here in the big leagues. I go, how can you make all that money and look like you're sad, look like you're not smiling? I go, man, if I made that kind of money, I'd be on the field smiling and laughing, and they'd be like, man, Boomer's having a good time. Yeah. All the money you making, you can't smile? And I always had fun. I used to always tell, when I first went to Japan, those guys would be like, when I first got, we'd be running. And everything was like this when I first got it. Ich knee, you know, you running 1, 2, ich knee. Everybody running same step, like you're in the military. Ich knee, ich knee. You know, so I'm running. And I always would be in the back, on the back row. And I'd be running, I'd be talking about people, I'd be laughing and teasing people. And the young guys used to like to hang out with me. When I first went over, I went over with a guy named Bump Wills. And Bump was a major league free agent, and he signed to play on with Hankyu. So he was supposed to be the star to come over to play. And I was the throw-in, the add-in guy, the other guy. So when we got over there, all the older players, Yamada, Fukumoto, Sato Imai, you know, those guys, Nakazawa, those guys sort of gravitated toward Bump because he was the older star like guy, and I was the younger guy. And I hung out with the young guys, with Masunaga, Ishimini, Yonemura, you know, those guys. So I'd hang out with those guys and stuff, and we'd be running in the back, and I'd be teasing and laughing with them. They go, no, Boomer, no laughing, no laughing. Go, why? Tell them, no, the boss. The boss get angry. I go, why? Because I'm laughing. Go, no, you don't laugh on your job. Go, this is not a job. This is a game. Go, no, it's a job. No, this is a game. And I've always said that. This is a game. When I stop having fun, then it's time for me to leave. This is a baseball game. It's not a job. And I used to tell those guys, this is a game. You're supposed to laugh and have fun. No, the boss get mad. But I would still laugh and joke and tease. And Ueda-san was my manager. The best manager ever, especially in Japan. We had other guys, other foreigners from other teams would have been like, man, you got the best manager to play for. Say, he don't bother you, do it? I go, nope, as long as you practice hard and play hard, he leaves you alone. I say, but, you know, I was joking and teasing. He never said a word. So I'm joking guys, teasing guys and stuff. He never said a word. And we just, you know, so finally, after they see that Ueda-san wasn't going to get angry and stuff, everybody started loosening up. And, you know, we started teasing each other and joking each other, and Ueda-san never said a word. and we tease and joke each other and do all that. So my first year, they started loosening up. My second year, I'm even worse. I'm talking and laughing and teasing people, and they got guys. Now we got guys that they so relaxed that we want rerunning, and Waiter Son used to run with us over on the side. So we had this one guy that could run just like Waiter Son, the same, could imitate him, and he would run like almost behind Waiter Son. He doing the same thing, and everybody laughing. And Waiter Son would turn around, he'd stop, and and we'd always be laughing. And then he would turn around one time and caught him, and he just started laughing and stuff, and everybody laughing and going on, and everybody, we just started playing better. We played together more and stuff. We laughing and stuff. So this funny story, this one time, we had a day off where it was an off day. We didn't have a game, but we practiced. We was on the practice field. So I showed up, and I just wasn't feeling like laughing today. So I just showed up to practice. So I showed up and wasn't bothering nobody, nothing, just running, wasn't bothering nobody, just running and stretching, doing my stuff. And Waiter Son go, Boomer, oh, hi, come here. I came over, hi, what's up? He go, you okay? I go, yeah, I'm okay. He go, no, you're not okay. Something wrong? You sick? I go, no, I'm okay. No, it's something wrong. Chico, he called my interpreter. Chico came. He go, ask Boomer what's wrong with him. He go, Waiter Son want to know if you're okay, if you sick. You feel okay? I go, yeah, I feel great. He say he don't think you feel all right. Says something wrong. Say, what's going on? What's wrong with you? Chico, is nothing wrong. I'm okay. Like that. Then he called the trainer. He go, something wrong with Boomer. So I'm talking to Chico. I go, Chico, why is it he thinks something wrong with me? Ask him like that. And he asked the Waiter Son, go, why, Boomer want to know why you think something wrong. He say, because you're not laughing and smiling and joking and, messing with people. I go, sometimes I just don't feel like laughing and, don't feel like messing with anybody. I just wasn't into it right now like that. He go, no, it's something wrong. Say, something wrong. Say, what's going on? I said, Waiter Son, I promise, nothing wrong. Like that, He said, all right, but I'm going to watch you like that, So now I got to go out and start messing with people so he'll feel okay, so he won't feel like I'm sick or something. So now I gotta get out there and mess with people and stuff. And it was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, okay. But, they all expected me to mess with them. And my teammates, we'd be playing in a game and Matsunaga might not have any hits, or Ishimine might not have any hits. And I'd walk up to him. I go, Mats, taco? Like that, And Waiter Son would just bust out and start laughing. He goes, hi, taco, nah. And Ishimine would be laughing over, everybody be laughing. We'd be on the bench. I go, taco, nah. He go, yeah, taco. And they got no hits. And then if I don't have any hits during the game, they walk up to me and go, Boomer, taco, nah, taco, and stuff like that. And everybody be laughing. We used to laugh at each other and stuff. And that team that won, that played in the series that year, I think we had everybody but Yumioka. Everybody but Yumi had over 20 home runs, and and probably out of 9 people on that team, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 of us was hitting 300. Everybody in the lineup hit over 280 that year. We'd win 10 games, lose 1. Win 9 games, lose 2. Win 11 games, lose 2. Nobody was close to it. We just beat up on everybody. But in spring training that year, oh my goodness, we did. We ran, we exercised, we did an hour worth of, after we got through doing all that training in spring training, we did an hour worth of hot aerobics, so to speak. I mean, crazy aerobics. So we were in so much better shape than everybody else that nobody could keep up with us. A story about when, Japanese baseball is so different from American baseball in a way. When I first went to Japan, they had this thing. When I hear about who was it? Houston Astros stealing signs. I was like, that's nothing. And they go, what? I go, that's nothing. I don't see how that's a problem, why that should be, they should be penalized for that because they've been stealing signs forever in baseball. I say, but that's still not anything. In Japan, stealing signs, these guys are amateurs. In Japan, they had some stuff. I say, my first year, they were stealing signs. They go, Boomer, we know what the pitcher going to throw. You want us to tell you? I go, no, I can't hit like that. They go, what? I said, I can't hit like that. The pitcher can stay on the mound and go, boom, I'm going to throw you a curve. I go, he could bounce it up there and I'd swing at it. I go, so I don't want to know because I can't hit like that. And then I was asking my interpreter, I go, how is it they know what the pitcher throwing? They go, see the guy in center field, the usher in center field sitting up there? I go, yeah. So he got some binoculars. And he catching the sign from the catcher. And so if he leaned to the right, it's a fastball. If he leaned to the left, it's a curve, it's a breaking ball. I'm going, what in the hell? And I'm like, oh my goodness, this game ain't that tough. Then they had, if they knew, they would hit on the trash can, hit on not the trash can, we had a metal bat rack. So if it was a breaking ball, they'd hit on the thing. So I'd already told them, I don't want to know. I don't want to know, because I'd already heard them, bam, hitting on the, And I was like, I walk up to Sumi, told me, I don't want to know. Don't tell them, I don't want to know. Like this, okay, boom, don't want to know, okay. So I walk up to the plate. I'm getting ready to hit. Pitcher throwing the ball, bam! I jump. Time. I walk up to the dugout. I go, I don't want to know. No. They go, oh, come here, Nate. Come here. Okay, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. I can hit without that. I don't want to know. Like that. I'm like, oh my goodness. We used to get to number and play the Nankai Hawks. And when we first walked in the dugout, I looked at coaches were standing on the benches, feeling up under the railing at the top and stuff, feeling around and stuff. I go, Chico, what they doing? So they're looking for bugs. Bugs? What, roaches? What? I went, no, hearing devices where the other team and bug the dugout to hear what they're talking or hear what they talk. I go, get out of here. Go, man, it's like spy games. What is going on? Like that. He go, man, it's different over here. I go, yeah, this is way different. Like, this is crazy. But the way, as far as hitting concerned, it was also a difference in hitting when I was that season I was going for the Triple Crown. I was hitting. And I was doing a lot of hitting and stuff, and I was killing the ball. But at a certain time, as far as hitting is concerned, your eyes and your mind get tired. So once you when guys get in slumps, it's not because they are physically tired. They're mentally tired because your eyes. You have to watch the ball, and you have to pick up the spin on the ball. When it's a curved ball or a slider, you picking up the actual spin on the ball. And you watching this baseball, and I always had better than normal eyesight until I got older. Then I have to wear reading glasses and stuff. But my eyesight was so good that I could pick up the spin on the ball, and I could tell whether it was a four-seam fastball or a two-seam fastball. The fork ball had a different spin. Slider had a different spin. Curve, you could tell by the spin on the ball. And when if I had a teammate that threw a specialty pitch, I'd always play catch with him. I'd play catch with him. I go, throw me that pitch that's your special pitch. I go, show it to me, throw it. And they throw it, and I throw it back to them. Throw me another one. They throw it. He said, why are you doing this? I said, because if I ever get traded and I hit against you, I can see the spin on that pitch, and I'm going to wear it out like that. And he told me, you actually see the spin on the ball? I go, yeah. I go, throw whatever you want to throw, and I tell you what you threw. Fastball, whatever, two-seam, four-seam, and he throw it. I go, that's a four-seam fastball. He throw another. That's a two-seam fastball. And he throw something else. I go, that's a splitter. And go, you actually seen the spin on the ball? Yeah, I can see that. So when I start getting tired, when my eyes and my mind start getting tired, I need to take a break. So in Japan, there was no such thing as taking a break. So I looked, my batting coach who just passed Sumitomo. He was the best batting coach I ever had. And I was, I would ask Sumi, I go, whenever I'd want to, if it was a new pitcher that I'd never seen before, a guy that they had just brought up, we'd never faced him before, I go, okay, Sumi, what do he throw? They throw a fastball. He throw a fork ball, he throw a slider, and a shoot toe. I said, okay, what is his out pitch? He go, fork ball. Okay. He go, you okay? I go, that's all I need to know. So I'd go up there and I'd hit him because I knew what he threw. And, most of the time to get 2 strikes, he's going to throw you a fork ball. But my thing is that year I was going for the Triple Crown, I had gotten tired and, started getting tired. So I'd walk over to Sumi, told him, I go, Sumi, no hitting today. He go, no hitting? Damn, like that, because they didn't believe in not. If you tired, then that means you work more. But he didn't want to upset me, and he was like, damn, like that. I go, Sumi, guy, no hitting. Like that, he go, Honto, I go, no hitting, guy. Like that, He was like, 10 swings. I go, no hitting. I go, Boomer, 10 swings. No hitting. He go, He didn't want to do it, and he was like, okay. And I told my training coach, I go, I'm not going to do the running today. I'm just going to stretch like that. And he go, okay. So I just got against the wall and stretched and, laid on the grass and stretched out and stuff and went and got my massage. So that night we played, I hit 2 home runs. So the next day we played Nankai. The next day come to the ballpark. We getting ready to practice. Sumi look at me and go, hitting? I go, no. He go, okay. So, I go out in the outfield and stretch and stuff, get my massage. That night, I hit a home run, got 3 hits. So the next day I come to the park, someone go, no hitting. I go, okay. So this goes on for almost a week. So now I need to hit because I'm rested and my timing is going bad. So I walk to the ballpark and someone go, Boomer, no hitting. I no, I want to hit. He go, no. He go, Sumi, onegai, hitting, onegai. He go, no. I go, Sumi, onegai, please, hitting. He go, 10 swings. I go, oh. I created a monster. So I get in, I'm swinging and he counting. So they got more than 10 swing. So after 10 swing, I'll get out of the cage. So now I'm begging him to hit. And I tell Chico, Chico, tell him I got to hit something now because my timing getting bad. I say, I'm rested, I'm good. Like that, he said, okay, but not too much. Okay, so I'm like, oh my goodness. And my batting practice pitcher, I had one batting practice pitcher that threw to me all the time. And he used to pitch a long time ago, and he was the older guy, and he was the equipment guy now that, make sure all the equipment, the bags and stuff got on the truck and all of that. But he was the only guy that threw to me, named Noto Zay. And he used to throw to me, and he threw perfect batting practice. Just nice and easy, and I could do what I wanted to do. And he'd be apologizing. He'd throw a pitch, and it might be over there and almost on the ground, and I'd still reach out and hit it to right field, and he'd throw something, and I'd hit it, and he'd be a Boomer, go in there and go, it's okay. Whatever you throw, it's okay. Sometime in the game, I swing at those like that, and everybody would start laughing. And I like, Chico, tell him that he don't have to apologize. He's throwing every day to me, and I appreciate that. And I know he's not going to throw perfect pitches every day, but I'm not going to let him waste pitches. I say, I'm going to swing at him. The only way I don't swing at him is I can't reach him. I say, because you never know. Like that, I say, so, tell him, don't worry about it. Just throw what he can, and I'll do the rest. So I used to hit off him every day, and then one day we were playing. This stuff always happened with the Hawks in Nunkai. So one day we were, before the game, I'm getting ready to get my massage, and here come Noto after he'd thrown BP and stuff. He done changed clothes and all that. And he come walking up the tunnel. I'm getting ready to get my massage. He come walking in with a beer. And I'm going, you started early. He go, want some? Like that, And I go, yeah, give me some. I drank some beer. Oh, that's good. It was nice and cold. I drank beer, and he just started laughing. Going, Boomer, you crazy like that. I go, oh, this is good. So he goes, you keep that one. I go get me another one. So I drank the beer, laid down, got my massage. That night I hit a home run and got like 3 hits. So the next day he walking in with 2 beers. Pass me one. I go, no. He go, yesterday, home run. One more time, like that, So I sit there and drank the beer, nice and cool. And basically, the thing is that it be so hot and your body be, sometimes you need a change. And that's the only thing I can imagine. And I drank those beers that day, and I hit the ball good that day, but that wasn't a routine that I was going to do because, like I said, I wasn't a drinker. But those days were crazy, but they were great. Those guys, my teammates, we got to be like family. Ueda-san, Sumitomo, all my teammates and coaches, we got to be close. We used to play wherever we play. If you hit a home run, when we played the Buffaloes, if you hit a home run, they gave you 2 cartons of cigarettes? I think it was 2 cartons of cigarettes with Fujidera. They hit a home run. They bring the cigarettes around, have them in the clubhouse and stuff. Boomer, I go, I don't smoke, so I let the coaches get their cigarettes, no dose. I'd always make sure my batting practice pitcher get what he wanted. And then the rest of the play, y'all get them, I don't care. Because everybody smoked, basically, but it was funny. Everybody smoked on the team except for the training coach, my interpreter, Chico, Bump, Waiter-san, and that's basically it. Everybody else smoked. We'd be on the bus, and it'd be like, oh my goodness, it's too much smoke. I'd always sit by the window so I could open the window. And sometimes it'd be raining, you can't open the window, they on there smoking. And I'd be like, you guys are killing me, like that. And I'll be like, you know what? So one day I got on the bus, and I had a cigar. They lit up their cigarette. I started smoking my cigar. Boomer, no, Diamond. I go, you put your cigarette out, I put my cigar out. So everybody stopped smoking. I'm like, man, you guys are killing me. If it wasn't raining, it's a different story. I could crack the window. And then one time, Waiter-san had banned smoking on the bus, so they couldn't smoke. That wasn't a good thing, because the coaches, if the bus stopped, the coaches and everybody jump off the bus. I'm like, oh my goodness. It was crazy. And I'm like, okay. So he let smoking back on the bus again, but we just crack a window. Everybody, I just open my window while we ride. Be like, oh my goodness, you guys smoke like chimneys. Everybody smoked. I'd never seen so many athletes smoke, so many bad habits, but they could play. I guess they've done it all their lives, so, something you've done all your life, okay, there's no problem.
You've talked a little bit about having your interpreter and kind of communicating with other players, but I'm wondering if you had any challenges kind of communicating on the field without an interpreter, or especially like when you first got to Japan.
Yeah. It was okay. I could speak. It got to a point where I could speak so Japanese, but I understood a lot more than I could speak. And if I was drinking, now I had a couple of drinks, I had a couple of beers, and I was good, because you don't worry about you making the mistakes, you just go. But one of my teammates, Masanaga, I never would. They be saying stuff to me in the dugout. They be, booming, I'd be like, what kind of nine? They say something, I go, what kind of nine? Tell Chico what you're saying, like that, And they talk Chico, and Chico would tell me or whatever. And one night I was in a bar, and I thought I was in the bar by myself, because it wasn't nowhere that anybody else went. So I thought I was in the bar by myself. So I'm sitting up talking, speaking some Japanese, talking to folks and speaking a little Japanese. I didn't know that Masanaga was back over in the corner in the dark. So the next day at the park, he comes up to me just speaking to me in Japanese. I go, what kind of nine? He goes, no, you understand. I know, you understand. I go, Matsu, what kind of nine? Like that, Nihongo, what kind of nine? Ego, please. I go, no, you understand. I know. Last night, you understood good. You spoke Japanese in the club. And I go, Doko. And he was like, I know, I saw you. I'm I'm like, oh my goodness. So he told Isamita, yeah, he speaks Japanese. He understands because I saw him last night and he was speaking Japanese. And I'm like, no, I was drinking, so I don't know what I was saying. No, I heard you. So, you know, I could understand, but I'd have to tell them to speak a little slower so I could, you know, so it would register. But I could get by without my interpreter. But most of the time, especially when I was dealing with the team or we were somewhere, he was with me most of the time, and he had been over there. He went to Japan the year I was born. So he went over as a player. And he stayed over, he got married and stayed over there, and he was my interpreter. So, you know, he was from Cuba. And while he was over there, Castro took over. He couldn't go back to Cuba. So he stayed in Japan. And it was funny because sometimes he would be talking, and he'd be talking to other foreigners and stuff, and, you know, guys, because he spoke Spanish, English, and Japanese. And he'd be talking to other foreigners and stuff, and they'd be like, once he walked off, they'd be like, what did he say? And I'd have to interpret for him what he had said because he spoke broken, you know, would broken. He spoke so fast. And they'd always be, I didn't understand a word he said. What did he say, Boom? And I'd tell him what he said and stuff. But, you know, we used to laugh about that.
So you obviously stepped up as a leader, both in the U.S. and in Japan. Did that ever put more pressure on you to perform, or and especially in Japan, how do you think, again, the language barrier maybe affected your ability to lead the team?
It didn't put more pressure on me. And when you playing a game like that, you don't lead by, it's a difference. When you're performing in a game, you don't lead by what you say, you lead by your actions. So long as I played hard, practiced hard, did what everybody else did, I didn't do like most foreigners did when they came to Japan. Most foreigners would come to Japan and they'd have to be treated a special way. I ate what they ate. Matter of fact, I enjoyed, they used to try to, when they had, what is it, onagi? The eel?
Eel.
Yeah, when they had onagi. The first time they had onagi, they used to bring us these sandwiches. Whoever, well, maybe some people like them, but I'm a meat person. Have a sandwich. It was cream cheese, tangerines and bananas and strawberries between two slices of bread with cream cheese. What the hell is this? It's a sandwich. No, this is not a sandwich. I want meat. I can't eat that. They bring me something with meat. I can't eat this. That's what they had for lunch. I go, what they eating? Go, oh, they eating noodles. Okay, I'll eat some of that, you know. And so back to your point, you don't lead with words. You lead with action. And my thing was, I love to run. I've always loved to run, and the reason I gained so much weight because after I retired, I found out that I had arthritis, bone on my hip, and I had to have hip replacement. After I got able to walk, which was by the end of the week after they replaced it, when I went to see my doctor, he said, "Okay, got any questions?" I said, "Yeah, when can I start back jogging?" And they go, "No more jogging. Need you to, you can walk. Walking is boring. I'd rather jog like that." No, you can't jog anymore. So now I jog in a pool because it's less stress on my hip. But I did everything they did. I ran, I stretched, I did everything but the duck walk, where you get, you crouch down and, squatting down and you walking, I guess, like a duck. And my knees couldn't do that. And I just, but other than that, I led by example. Now, the only time when me being a leader bothered me that I didn't, in that series that went 7 games, I did not hit during that series. We had played so well during the season and didn't have as many rainouts as the Central League. We wrapped up everything like a week before they did. So we had a week off, basically, and we just practiced. No live pitching and stuff like that, against other teams and stuff. So when we played in the series, my timing was shot. But my teammates played well. I just, and I was upset at myself because I was the leader. I had won the Triple Crown that year, and I wasn't hitting. And Ueda-san, being the manager that he is and the person that he is, he came up to me and go, Boomer, it's okay. You got us here. Now let these guys take us the rest of the way. It's okay. Just do what you can, but let them take us the rest of the way. And they almost did. And that's the kind of team that we had. We had a team like that. But we never got back to the series again. We got close, and it was because my team didn't hit. All we had to do was win 1 game out of 3 when we played Lotte. And I had hit a couple of home runs, and we were, nobody else was hitting. So they started walking me and nobody else hitting. We lost 3 games. We didn't win not 1 game, and Buffaloes won that time. I loved my time in Japan. After I retired, I went back to Japan every year. Most of the time, I'd go back for some kind of event or something, but even when I didn't, I'd go back, to visit my friends and stuff. And then I was an agent. I took some players. I had some players over there, and I enjoy going to Japan. I enjoy seeing all those guys, and the last time we went, we had dinner at Fukumoto's restaurant bar, and it was Fuku, Yamada, Sato, and Hoshino. And we just sit around and talked and laughed, and they were talking about how Yamada was talking about how it was a bunt, and we all crashing to try to get the bunt. And when I'd go in, the second baseman comes to first or whatever, Yama fielded the ball and threw the first, and I caught the ball. And while I was about from here to the wall, I caught the ball, and first base was back there. And Yamada looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, I'm sorry. And threw it back the ball, and he just standing on the mound like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm just sitting up there like, oh. We got to the dugout, and he was like, "Boomer." I don't know what I was thinking, man. Everybody just laughing. I don't know what I was thinking. And he was laughing about when we had the dinner. He like, I just turned around and knowing I'm throwing the first, and he caught the ball. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And those guys, we always had fun. Once they loosened up and stuff, we had fun. And other teams would come in and see us laughing and having fun and stuff. And they was like, "Man, you guys got a great team." We go, "Yeah, we have fun." They go, "Y'all got the perfect manager because he don't say nothing to you guys." I go, "No, because we play hard. We play hard." I go, "Believe me, he gets mad because the one time which surprised me, which everybody say that's what made him different. I think it was Kentetsu. They used to always hit me. the pitchers would hit me or throw in, knock me down and stuff. And Ueda's son told the pitcher that this is not a Japanese manager. He told our pitcher, hit somebody, hit the next batter. And instead of the pitcher hitting the batter, he threw something up on the screen over to catch his head or something. But he didn't throw nothing close to the batter. When he came to the dugout, Ueda fussed at him, and after the game, he sent him to the minor leagues. He was like, I told you to hit somebody. They out there hitting Boomer, and they throwing at Boomer. When I tell you to hit somebody, you hit them. Like that, and he sent him to the minor league. And that right there, everybody was like, whoa. And I was sitting there like, did he really do that, Chico? And he goes, yeah. And right then, I knew that he was, he was for all his players. And I don't think any other Japanese manager would have done that for a foreigner. But we were like family. All of us were like family. And it's, and the other foreigners could tell how close all of us were because they would always comment on that. They'd be like, man, you guys together. And they'd always say, I wish I played for Ueda because you guys have a good man. Because he would talk to them too, and stuff. And he'd go, man, you guys got a great man. I wish I played for him. Like that. So he's nothing like our manager. I go, no, he leaves you alone, have fun, he laughs with you, and stuff. And he makes it easy on you. Like that. I go, some of those guys, man, they would leave. Their manager would make them leave and go. And I had a bad manager, so that what made me go to the Hawks because I was like, the game stopped being fun. And I was like, I don't care how hot it was or whatever, I love going to the ballpark. I love training. I wrote this thing one time. It was raining one day, and I was sitting in my apartment, and my family was in the States, and I was just sitting in my apartment by myself, and it was raining, and we didn't have to go, we didn't have to play a game that day, and I was just sitting there, and I thought about stuff, and I wrote this. I was just sitting there. I just grabbed a piece of paper because this stuff was going through my head, and I felt like I had to write it down. And I was writing down my thoughts in my head and stuff, and I wrote it down and stuff, and what I named it was Escape from Reality. And basically, as a summary of it, it's like no matter what was going on outside the stadium in real life or whatever, when I got to the stadium and put my uniform on, it's like nothing else everything was blocked out. It's like when I was playing that game, it was like an escape from reality. I was playing a game. I'm out here, I'm being a kid. So all the everyday troubles, everything else was out there. Now I got my uniform on, I'm inside the stadium, I'm a kid. I'm a kid for the next 3-4 hours. Once I get back, shower, put my clothes on, and walk outside the stadium, then I'm back in reality and stuff. And that was basically what it was about. And that's basically how baseball was to me anyway. And probably to a lot of players it's like that. You're a kid for however long, for 3 hours out the day. And then you back to being an adult once you get outside the stadium. And when I do clinics, I tell kids, this is a game. Remember, this is a game. You should have fun. If you're not having fun, then you should be doing something else. Because if you're not having fun, you're not going to be your best at what you're doing. You've got to love what you're doing. You got to enjoy what you're doing. And if you're not having fun, you're not enjoying it. So always remember, it's a game. Enjoy it. Have fun, And that's the way it is.